This is the Narrows property we're going to be doing a cleanup. So with all the lawns here in the back and then in the front, we're going to cut it down short, trim up all the edges, and then wherever there are weeds, we're going to use a string trimmer to knock it down as low as we can, and then spray the rest with the weed killer. Some of the trees are starting to get like volunteers growing on the bottom. There's some suckers. This is a volunteer. There's some suckers right here, so we're going to trim them up to clean the trees. This bamboo, we're going to leave it alone. Just going to clean up on the bottom, remove all the green waste. Some volunteers right here popping through. This tree is completely dead. We're going to cut it down to the ground. This crepe myrtle, it's a multi-trunk tree. We're going to remove all of there's a volunteer growing next to it, and then there's a bunch of suckers on the bottom. So just kind of clean up the trunks so it looks good. This tree was dead, and it's got some volunteers growing from the rootstock. We're just gonna cut it down flat to the ground. There's a bunch of Bermuda here, so I explained to Casey, like, it's really hard to pull this stuff, so we're gonna do our best to knock it down as low as we can to the ground, and then spray the rest. Wherever there's stuff growing in the joints, we're gonna make sure to address that. Prune these shrubs right here. Weeds in the planter beds here, we're gonna pull these out. Anything above 2 inches we're gonna pull out. The rest we'll spray with the weed killer. There's some dead branches in the hydrangeas. We're just gonna prune the dead branches but leave the rest. This hydrangea is doing great. This is a dead plant that we're gonna cut down at the base and haul away. Weeds in here. This lawn, we're gonna mow it as low as we can. And then there's some weeds that are starting to grow into the planter beds. So we'll spray everything here. There's definitely some like green waste in the joints. There are weeds growing, so we use a string trimmer to trim it up. This little hedge right here, we're gonna trim it back away from the driveway so they can park 2 cars here comfortably. So we're gonna do our best to get it back as far as we can. And then the top, just prune lightly, it doesn't need much. Concrete, there's joints in the concrete, make sure we get those. A bit of weeds here, not much. Just clean all that up, and that is it.